Carol's got a full weather forecast in just a few moments, but now to an extraordinary story and extraordinary reconstructive surgery. A man whose skull was partly removed after falling 25 feet from a drain pipe has undergone a pioneering procedure to completely reshape his head.
Tim Barter suffered a brain hemorrhage, a fractured cheekbone, a shattered eye socket and was in a coma for 10 days after the fall 3 years ago. But he's here now. Along with his surgeon, Rob Bentley. That's Tim on the left, and looking at you, you wouldn't think that anything had happened to you.
No, you really wouldn't. Hi, nice to see you both. Tell us first, what happened?
I locked myself out and stupidly, I saw that there was an upper window that I could get through. And I thought I'd have a look by climbing up the drain pipe to see if I could get in. Got to the top of the drain pipe and I decided it was a bit unsafe. But that was the last thing I thought, because I woke up 10 days later.
Is that a picture of you?
Yes.
With a bit of your skull sheared off?
Yes, yes.
So, Rob, how much damage was there? I know we've got a couple of things here. Is this? Okay. Tell us what this is here.
All right, so essentially Tim was triaged to a major trauma centre at King's. He had a brain hemorrhage. A consultant neurosurgeon removed part of his skull there to relieve the pressure on his brain.
So what is this?
This is the side of Tim's head showing the actual defect that he would have had just here.
So where that hole is was what was missing?
What was missing. He's had his cheekbone and eye socket reconstructed by myself in addition, and he had a fractured leg. Subsequently, after his that treatment, he came back, and utilising computer technology, we were able to actually manufacture a plate specific for Tim.
Is that the plate here?
That is the sort of plate, and this is a picture, I'm not sure we can focus on that, showing the actual Tim's plate there.
Yeah, okay.
So something like, now you've used titanium plates before, you've used the use of body fat from elsewhere to reconstruct the face before.
Exactly.
But never the two at the same time, is that right?
I think it would be fair to say that when we use the titanium plates, we get a great reconstruction of the bone, but sometimes you're left with, if I can show Tim, some hollowing in this region here. Right. And Tim was very conscious of that, so we developed the technique where we utilised some abdominal fat and injected it through a centrifuge process and filled in the defect there.
Fat from his stomach?
And fat from his stomach. Just a little nick either side of his belly button. It's processed, centrifuged down and put in, and Tim is there now with normal vision, which was, of course, was a big issue for him, being a technical advisor on Doctor Who previously, as you're aware. And he's come through it very well.
You look as though even you can't really believe what's been happening to you. Were you aware of the extent of your injuries at the time?
Initially, no. When I woke up, I didn't really know what was going on, to be honest. And
you were in a coma for a while.
Well, yes, for about 10 days. And then I kind of, even within a couple of weeks after, I was like, oh, I'll be back at work in a couple of weeks or something like that. And didn't realise I was going to be off work for a good 7 months whilst this recovery happened. So I really didn't think it was as bad as it was. And I didn't realise the sort of trauma I was putting everyone else connected to me through. And in a way, I kind of missed out on the worst bit of it because I was asleep during it, you know. So I suppose for me it was kind of easier than it was for everyone else because I missed out on the bad bit.
You had a broken leg as well?
Yes, that's right.
That's sort of minor injury compared with everything else, just about. And the fact that this procedure has been so successful would presumably give hope to other people who find themselves in traumatic and very dramatic situations as well.
You know, this technique, it's not unique to myself, but we've pioneered a way of producing the lowest infection rates in the world. And currently, as a single entity, I've put in over 250 of these procedures, of these plates.
Just when you sort of tap the side of your head, then it's just as perfectly...
It doesn't, there's no kind of chiming metal sound or anything like that. It feels just normal, you know, it's just like this side of my head. There's no, you know, there isn't even any kind of ridge of scar that I feel. I'm sure you could see it under the hair, maybe, but I can't see it.
Let's have a little look again, if you can bear it.
There you are.
At how you are. I mean, when you have a look at that, what are your thoughts?
Well, I try not to look at it too often, and when I do, there's that moment of shock, because I still get shocked by that picture, because it's just, it looks wrong. Obviously, you're used to seeing people like that. I'm used to seeing me like this, and then it just looks wrong.
It doesn't look like an injury, does it? That's the thing. It just looks like a bit of the photo is missing.
Yes, it looks like I Photoshop removed it. And that's the first thing I think when I see it is, the first thing is that I photoshopped that out. Why have I done that? And then it's like, oh yes, it's real. It happened to me. It's a kind of disconnect between reality when you see it, because it just seems so bizarre and not me now.
Well, it's an extraordinary recovery.
Wonderful to see you looking so well, and you cannot see. I mean, we're sitting very close.
Yeah.
You cannot
see
see a thing. Congratulations to you. It is
Thank you very much. But what I would say is that Tim is here as part of a major trauma system. He's been picked up by the ambulance crew at the roadside and he's been delivered through rehabilitation, and that's what London and the rest of the country can look forward through major trauma systems.
Okay. All right, gents, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Both.
Thank
Thank you very much indeed.
Amazing.
16 minutes past 8. Still to come on the programme today, we're going to be talking about how children